moving on to ladies football, Matt, and this weekend we have a host of ladies football finals, but we'll stick with Cappamore on Sunday. The doubleheader, the intermediate and junior finals in the intermediate. We have Oola versus Knockainey, and then in the junior we have a Han versus Galtigales. Starting with the intermediate, and you touched there a minute ago on teams getting to a final and coming back the following year to try and get the win. Oola are in the same situation. They're only 60 minutes away from bouncing back to last year, and they played a Drum team that had won the championship the previous year, so they'll feel like probably Drum shouldn't have been in the competition last year. But you have to fancy Oola this weekend.
Yeah, they're looking strong, but just to give you a small bit of a background to it, they will have to tread very cautiously in Cappamore on Sunday, because in the group stages, Jack, Knockainey suffered heavy defeats to both Oola and Maru Bohar. And, they still qualified for the knockout stages, but they have already avenged the defeat by Maru Bohar, whom they have beaten in the semi-final. So I'm sure that Oola will be taking cognizance of that this week as they prepare for the final. But Oola won the County Junior A Championship in 2016, Jack, and they have been there or thereabouts at intermediate level. They have never been below a semi-final level in the interim years. So, they nearly see it as their right this year to go one better than they did last year. Now, it was very close last year. It was 110 to 2-4 in the final.
Yeah.
And as you rightly flagged, Jack, because of the pandemic, there had been no promotion or relegation the previous year, which meant that Drom Broadford were allowed to defend their title, and that they did. But certainly they got a stern examination from Oola, and Oola will be looking to go one better this year. Looking at the lineouts, they would appear to have the wherewithal in terms of experience, because it's a very, very young and youthful Knockainey team. And it's a Knockainey team that has gone through an awful lot of transition, Jack, because they were county intermediate champions. They beat Atay in the county intermediate final in 2018. But their sojourn at senior level was all too short, because they were relegated the following year following a defeat by St. Bridget's in the relegation final. And they have been trying to rebuild since, and they have about 9 survivors from the team that won in 2018. But what they have is an awful lot of very, very good young players that have won county under 14, under 16, 8 titles coming through. So some very, very top players. So I would be inclined to discount to a certain degree what transpired between these sides in the opening round. It probably count for something, but I think very little on Sunday. But I'm going with Oola because of the experience element, and because the motivation is going to be there. Having lost last year and lost so narrowly, they will want to atone this year. I think it will probably drive them. They have 4 or 5 players with All-Ireland medals, so yeah, I'm going with Oola. I think Oola look best placed to win it, but I wouldn't discount Knockainey.
Yeah, I'd be favouring Oola as well, but it is hard to beat a team twice in 1 year, because you can kind of take your eye off the ball a small bit if you beat them, and the other team then will be going for revenge. But I suppose in the county final, there's no lack of motivation for either side. That's on a 3:30 in Cappamore. It'll be live streamed by Sport Limerick, so anyone that can't make